Then this is going to get really, really deep. He'd come back over, he's like, oh, I've got your things back. And he's like, by the way, I shoved them in my bum.
But what I've been seeing now is people just taking fat jabs on the weight and then they go, do this to do this. And it's like, bro, like you've not built the actual skill to teach anyone.
I would argue that's a net positive because you're opening a door that might have been shut for some people because of their anxiety, because of that intimidation.
Yes, you might like training, but coaching is a completely different ballgame because most of these coaches don't invest in themselves either. It's like,
you sell this. If you sell a product that you wouldn't yourself use, do you have that much belief in your product?
Yeah, I was looking to join for 3 months. Like, I want to lose like 8 kilos, but then also build muscle on top and get abs. It's not happening.
What is the purpose of coaching?
One of the biggest standards of self-respect is your physique.
It comes down to the result. Like, have they got the results?
You're going to be less like, you're like, fuck you. I'm not listening to you. I don't like it.
It's your life. Do what you want. If
just try and get fit just once. Just try and get lean just once.
Let's talk about Hyrox in the next episode.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Three Plates Deep podcast. I'm going to be your host today, Jake, and we also have Suki and Brandon. Today, what we're going to talk about is fat coaches, PTs, a few more topics, and a bit of general chit chat about how our week has gone. So, how are we doing, boys?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, feeling a bit.
I see that you went to Spain.
I did indeed. I did for 5 days. 5 days.
Where about you go?
Gained 14 pounds.
Just drop it in right at the beginning, bro. Why don't you? Just drop it right in there. Yeah.
You gained 14 pounds in a holiday, man. What the fuck were you doing?
14 pounds.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what the worst part is? I genuinely thought, because there's no scale there, so I couldn't judge it day by day. I genuinely thought I trained twice, got 2 sessions in. I went on like 3 runs, steps, still smashed them every single day. Food choice, protein first, veggies, then added the carbs. I thought I'd been sensible with dessert. Fucking get home, 14 pounds. From 168 to 182 pounds.
You know what's funny? We're talking about fat coaches and Jay gained 14 pounds in 5 days.
Listen, we all know it's all water weight, bro. It's all water weight.
Yeah, sure.
100% of that is water weight. I'm fucking open 90% of it is. Yeah.
You get off the plate and your ankles are like thick as shit.
No, I did have it, yeah. Like my rings were like tight on my fingers, where like obviously there's that much water sitting in me. So I am hoping, as long as I can come down to like low 170s, it's not too bad. But Christian's gonna he's gonna come for me, man. I'm scared to tell
Just
him.
shit it all, you'll be sound.
Yeah.
Have one big poo, you'll be sorted.
That's what I was saying. I can feel like the food volume. I know how much I was eating, and I haven't been shitting that much. So I can almost guarantee that there's a lot of food still sitting in there. But yeah, no, Spain was class. Went to La Piñerda. And then I also we did one day where we went to Tarragona. Saw some cool stuff, but yeah. So it's been great. Much needed break, well timed as well, because I was fucking burnt out as a bitch. But we're back and we're ready.
So when are we going mobs then?
Good question.
Well, I'm going Rome in 3 months. So
I got till August because
you're gonna have a baby, innit?
Yeah. So I've got to kind of like anything after August. Man's homebound in the UK for a bit.
It might not. We
I might go Barca again, but I'm not sure. So if I'm not,
would you go to the same place again? Go Marbella.
Bro, it was so sick. You know, it was good when you want to go there again.
Yeah, but have you been Marbella though? Have you been Marbella?
Nah.
So there you go. Experience something new.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't go back to the same place. I want to see.
Open your mind up.
Yeah. I'm brown. I'm not open-minded. I'm brown. That runs in my genes.
Mate, you love Marbella. I went there when I was in Pepper J, and it was fucking belter. It's such a good holiday.
So you've already been there? Have you been Barca?
No.
Exactly. Go somewhere new.
So open your mind.
Open your mind.
Open my. What have you been up to anyway? So what's how are things? Fucking hell, suck.
I've been starving, man. I've been in the gutter. I'm just starving, low energy. So I'm like, yeah, not good. So
we've lived very different.
I've got refeed today. I'm on 500 grams of carbs today, so I'm loving life. I'm full. I've got nothing. I have a rice and chicken. I'm good now.
You know what the best part is? Yeah, I put that 14 pounds on. I've come back. Still hungry. I'm not even satiated, but I think that's it. The fact that appetite's still high is a good thing, because I was worried I'd get back and my appetite was like already gone, which would be a very bad thing. But no,
that was my
still
when I went to
hungry.
Egypt.
Yeah.
I was like that when I went to Egypt. I had I got a bit too cocky.
Yeah.
We did like an excursion, and like They gave us some food. It was like a mixed grill. But I was like, oh, I'll have the salads because I've been fine. Like the entire holiday, I've been fine. Mate, I had mine and me missus salad. Bro, got back in, man. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like stomach digestion all over the place. Got back to the UK. I literally had to bring food down because I just couldn't eat. I couldn't eat for like 3-4 days. It was horrible, man. Couldn't keep it down.
Mad.
Starting now, like, but yeah. So is that what you've been up to? So just starving.
That's all I've been up to. Yeah. The some of the stuff Jake knows, but I don't think I can say it now because it's.
I don't know. The guys don't know it.
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you
Sensitive
after.
information. Tell them now, bro.
See,
They've got
The
to
See
be
this?
on
I
board.
get
No,
told
it's
off, man.
fine, lads. It's fine, lads.
See this?
I'm
I
a
get
good
told
guy.
off.
I don't ruin my image.
I come on
boy.
here with full honesty and say yes. I hold my hands up, 14 pounds up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if I gain £40, I'd say that as well because it's funny.
What you did could be funny. It could be funny. For
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. Maybe after if I feel like it.
All right, we'll
I
put a
mean,
pin in it. We'll come back to that. Pin in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just need a bit of foreplay first.
Just know. Yeah. Okay, I guess that.
Yeah.
That's what you did, wasn't it? This week.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Hey, yeah, you are.
All right, come on, let's start it, boys. It's been like
Okay.
5
Yeah,
minutes.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like my week's been amazing. By the way, guys. Thanks for
Oh yeah, don't
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
ask him.
Like,
Jesus
yeah, thank you
Christ.
so much, bro.
Suki was so
No,
ready to
it's
just
okay.
move on. You so just
I
ready
know,
to
yeah.
move on.
No, it's fine. Let's move on.
Brandon's got a qualifier, so I'm trying to be like sensible. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, my week was good. To be fair, like we went to this monster truck thing. It was pretty sick. It was like in Liverpool. And like people doing not backflips on bikes, like, but it was like just monster trucks. And me and Frey nearly dropped a kick to an autistic kid. Now listen, I've had like no. So basically, what happened was we were at the front of the queue, at the front of the line type of thing, like watching it go on. And this kid, bear in mind, this place is chocker. My girlfriend's pregnant, as you all know. And like we're at the front, just chilling. This kid out of nowhere squeezes through this little gap and pushes himself through, like literally next to Freya. But he's like elbowing her in the stomach. Obviously where the baby is. And I've gone, I was like, kid, be careful here.
Yeah.
And like, obviously the guards, the parent, whatever, like, it's like, oh, he's autistic.
Mhm.
And I just looked at her and went, oh, like, what do you say to that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, just the kids kicking, like, elbow my pregnant girlfriend. You're like, what you say
Yeah.
to that? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, right, okay. And that was that then. So, yeah, no, he got kicked an autistic kid today. Well, the week's gone.
It's
But
funny
I
'cause-
think that's like a little topic to go about, I think, as well,
Yeah.
because nowadays everyone's got autism. It's like, like
yeah.
an autism card. Oh, my kid's got autism. You've got to do this. I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, your kid's gonna get autism from that now.
No, we literally had the exact same experience on holiday.
Yeah.
So one of the people that we were with had bought like these what they call like sinkies, these things that you throw in the pool with sink to the bottom and you go and get them. So like Zach, who's like my missus' brother, who was there, he bought these things. He was in the pool with them, and there was this. He had Down syndrome. And why are you laughing? I was waiting for the laugh. So he had Down syndrome, and he was in the pool, and obviously Zach and Poppy, his missus, were like playing with these sinkies, and this guy, he got a hold of them, and obviously you're gonna let him play with them because you can't steal them back off. It's like, yeah, like take your time with it, and then he'd come back over. He's like, oh, I've got your things back. And he's like, by the way, I shoved them in my bum. So obviously Zach's there like, well, I don't want them anymore. I don't want them. But he paid like €15 for these sinky things, man. He'd literally put them.
He shoved him up his bum.
Yeah, that's just what he wanted to do at the time. So obviously we're like, oh, you can keep them. But then obviously his missus was like, well, I want to get paid back for these things. And they chatted to the mom, and the mom was like, oh yeah, but he's got Down syndrome. It's like, well, yeah, that's fine. It's like, we're not blaming him, but also €15 has gone in this guy's ass basically. So it's like, what do we do about that?
That's something that sucker do that. Put things in his bum.
Yeah.
How'd you know? How'd you know?
I've seen you smile, mate.
Just for the record, that Down syndrome is not funny. I don't know why we laughed.
No.
It's
No.
We laughed at the situation because he put it in his bum.
It's yeah.
No,
Just dropped
no.
it out.
You did no. I'm not laughing at it because obviously my niece, she's like severely like
Yeah.
Down syndrome.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I think I laugh at the fact that like you see like a lot of memes.
It's more the
I'm
fact
not
that I
gonna
just
go
dropped
into
it
them.
out. It's more the fact that I just dropped it out. Have you guys seen that
Oh,
Bobby
no.
Lee podcast
Oh.
where he's on about the guy, and he said about the fact that he was brutally word on a summer, and they all just laughed at him. Yeah, it's just because I dropped it out. Just
Have you seen them clips of them two Down syndrome guys that just cook and they've got like
Bobby and
eggshells
Lee.
in the finger?
I
Like,
fucking love
Yeah,
Bobby and Lee,
they're
man.
funny. They're boss.
It's the one.
No,
It's
like,
the
when
episode
I-
Theo Von did with them. It's so funny. So funny.
Oh, no, it's funny that. Like, I'm not laughing at Down syndrome people, but like, I think when you see some of the
Yeah.
memes and everything else, oh man, I've got a meme in my head now, and it's just tickling me.
Yeah.
It's just funny. And so just
I'm
like,
just laughing
try
at
not to laugh.
I was just laughing at Brandon's face. That's what made me laugh.
Brutal.
Yeah, awesome.
Brutal.
Right, okay, let's get into the topic then of what we're talking about today, then, Jake.
We are talking about fat coaches, out of shape coaches, coaches that don't live the lifestyle. Yeah, I think that succinctly summarises it.
I think that's a very controversial subject, though, I think.
Mhm.
Because I think people that are watching this will have a different opinion on. I think we're all kind of like in the same mindset of these types of coaches, but I think nowadays it's being branded as okay now to be overweight and be a coach.
Yep.
Which I'll go into in a second, but I think it's going to be a very controversial discussion.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Always
it's
the lead.
would you go to like a financial advisor who's broke? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's my argument. Would you go to someone who's never driven a car and ask you to teach you how to drive a car, or like a mechanic who's not a mechanic, basically? He doesn't look like it, and he hasn't never, like, what's it called, repaired a car? To repair your car? No, you wouldn't. So what's up with like fat coaches and stuff like that
Yeah.
you cannot practice what you preach? Yes, life happens, but there's loads of people that we know about, life happened to them and they didn't let themselves go.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're someone, right, there's this my old mentorship, there was this lady, like she was like 800 pounds at one point, and she's lost like 400. She lost 400. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You've lost the weight. She's still big, but
There's not many
you've
people
got
that
the
can say
potential.
they've lost 400 pounds. Like, that's impressive,
Exactly.
regardless of where you are now.
Yeah, but does she build did she actually build a lifestyle from that? Was it like from, like, what I mean is, did she take any fat jabs, or did she actually sustain skill from doing this?
I think it was more skill because, like, you know, these jabs and stuff like that, they only like came on the market, like became like popular and stuff like that, like a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
By that
this is
time,
like
she
beforehand.
had already lost like 250, 300 pounds by then, and she's still going. She's still kicking ass. So,
Oh, fair.
fair play.
I think if you build the skills and you learn how to actually lose weight without taking anything, and you actually take the time and effort to kind of go back, okay, I know how to approach this. I know what I need to do for this. Then by all means, help people. But what I've been seeing now is people just taking fat jabs or they're losing weight, and then they go, do this to do this, and it's like, bro, like you've not built the actual skill to teach anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like you took fat jabs, you've lost weight, but have you actually built the skill to sustain this for a longer period of time? Because you're giving people a false information here. Whereas they'll do this, but you've never done it yourself before.
Yeah.
If
I
that
think it's
makes sense.
interesting because obviously one of the pushback statements would be that idea of like coaches don't play, right? So you'll see it like in football, or like American football is a good example, where the coach is just out of shape and whatever, and he's more of a tactics guy and he kind of knows the know-how. No, obviously there can exist a reality where somebody does know what to do, and just because they don't live it themselves, they can still have, you know, the education and know how to get a result out of somebody. My sort of one of the things that I first bring to mind is that, like, in those situations, like if it's a sport or if you're learning maybe even like business from somebody who is more of a skill, it's almost like that's a bit of a product and you're going to that person for a product, for example. Now, I think with coaching, it becomes less just about the product itself, and it's also a lifestyle that you're aspiring for. Now, a lot of people are going to relate a lot more to somebody who is living the lifestyle and doing the same thing that you're doing, who also understands what it feels like to go on a diet, who understands what it feels like to have been shredded, to understand what it feels like to push a bulk, you know, to its extremity. So I think it's one of those things that, like, you could tell it the ChatGPT argument, right? It's like AI can give you the right answers, but it doesn't have that human lived experience. Now, a coach that hasn't done it might have the right answers, but are you going to listen to and respect their authority as much as somebody who's done it? Do you know what I mean?
A lot of, I mean, to be fair, like that's a good point about like coaches don't play, but a lot of coaches have played in the past. Like the example that came to me was Hani Rambod. He's won like what 25 Olympias. He's a bit chubby now, but he used to compete himself, and he's got like 25 Olympic
Yeah,
wins.
but he's got the lived experience though.
Exactly. He's
That's
got
what it comes down
experience.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down. But like a lot of fat coaches these days, they don't have that kind of experience. They
Have
don't
always
have that kind
been
of reputation.
out of shape.
I'm going to throw
Exactly.
something in the works. Now. So, for example, you're overweight yourself. Now, you can argue for the fact, which I have seen on Instagram, where people have argued where a fat person, an overweight person, would go to an overweight PT because they are
Yes.
the same. And they feel comfortable in going to said person, whereas if they go to like any of the likes of us, they may feel somewhat intimidated. Now,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if you want to look like your current coach, it's one of them. Like I've seen overweight PTs, overweight coaches that actually getting good results with their clients, but it's just like, why can't you do that yourself? But you can just argue the fact that I'm in two frames of mind, like in
Yeah.
two minds, something else, in two minds. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
yes, I disagree with kind of being overweight and coaching other people if you're taking fat jabs, but at the same time, it's like if they feel if an overweight client comes to you because they feel comfortable, then fair enough. If you're helping them for lifestyle purposes to get them into the gym to feel confident, then fair enough. But
Yeah.
don't try and walk them through a dieting phase or like a gaining phase if you've not done it yourself.
Yeah. Do you think you could argue that maybe they play the role of a stepping stone? So, say for example,
Yeah.
that woman, is it Rhiannon that used to coach
Yes.
out of Wolves South? Like she went really popular, you know, didn't you? Sucky, yeah, you've seen her, Brandon. And obviously, I watched one of the debates that she did. Was it on Jubilee? Was it that YouTube channel?
Yeah.
And she was obviously debating that other
It was
coach.
actually
and that-
someone from Hard Labour, wasn't it? Someone from Warrington, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
obviously that was her whole argument, is that, well, there are people that would, there is a section of the population that would not come to somebody like us because of that intimidation factor. Now,
Mhm.
for me, if that is a stepping stone that can segue them into going onto the journey, and maybe they learn gym confidence through that person, and then they move on to do something else, then I would argue that's a net positive, because you're opening a door that might have been shut for some people because of their anxiety, because of that intimidation that they feel. And I can't really find an argument against that, because it's, you know.
It's valid.
What do you think about that factor about, like, you know, they go to someone who looks like them, let's say they're overweight, that's comfortable, but would you not say that for you to kind of get somewhere you haven't been before, you have to get uncomfortable? You got to face
Absolutely.
intimidation.
Yeah.
So as a stepping stone, I understand it, but it's, you know what I've got as well, like, it's, I don't even blame the person, like the client basically that goes to them, because I somewhat understand it, okay? But it's like the entitlement that these coaches have, like, and the, like, every body positivity, you don't need to have a six pack, you don't need to be a certain way to be healthy. I'm like, you're 300-400 pounds, you're not healthy.
That's the next conversation.
You don't have to track calories, you don't have to track this, that, with that. Don't track your weight for you, bro.
That's the next conversation, isn't it? It's because that opens the door then for that body positivity thing, and it's people like, oh, you can be healthy at any weight, which we just know objectively just isn't true. And again, it's not necessarily a personal attack on the person. I always have this thing, it's like, because people will be offended, and it's like people feel like it's an instant attack on them. Now, as you were saying, Suki, for example, you have to get uncomfortable. It's like coaches that I've had would have, like, as I've kind of progressed and I've got to do more and more, there's things that before I wasn't comfortable doing. When I've had mentorships back in the past, or when I was working like one-to-one with a guy, one of the biggest things was that I just wasn't doing enough. Now, I needed to be told. I felt like I didn't have enough time, I didn't have enough energy. There was a little bit of, like, you know, imposter syndrome, whatever it is, and taking that action felt uncomfortable. And at the time, I didn't feel like I could. Now, he obviously said, you know, you're not doing enough, and you're not doing enough to the right standard. I could have turned around and said, you don't understand, because I'm still working this job, and I don't have as much time as this coach, and I don't have as much time as that. He's got it easier than me. Listen, ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what is required to get this result. It doesn't matter that he has it easier over there, or, you know, she has it easier. The work is the work. It doesn't matter if it's harder for you. Like, you just have to make a decision. Are you willing to make the sacrifice or to do what is required? You know, and life, unfortunately, isn't fair, and everybody is on different playing grounds, and everyone has different barriers. Like, you can't change that, but what you can change is you can do it anyway, is what I would say.
I think it's just staying in your own lane, I think. And I think what bugs me this day and age is you do lose weight or you do compete and you're the coach. And it's like, it takes more than that. It takes like you control and you look after somebody else's life here. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yes, you've lost 20 pounds, congratulations. Yes, you've competed, congratulations. Yes, you might like training, but coaching is a completely different ball game because it's not just your life; it's somebody else's life. Do you know what I mean? So, again, you look at like a health metric on that as well. Like, okay, getting testosterone back to normal, X, Y, Z. If you fuck that up, then I've seen like a lot of coaches that are on gear that just jab the clients up to death, and all of a sudden, like the fucking blood markers come back on the shit, and then they're depressed, they fall off, they get fat, they got bitch tits. But I think they'll try and say, "Oh, I'm an online coach because I've done this," and it's like you're not. Like, you're still. And it does come back to the fact that you do not look the part to be an online coach or to be a PT. Because when I was growing up, a PT was somebody that was in shape, someone that you admire to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, like coming from like a bodybuilding gym, like most of the PTs in there were fucking in shape. There's not one fat cunt in there. Like, no offense, but there's not one fat person in there. And even if there was, I wouldn't go up to them and say, "Oh, can you help me build muscle, lose fat?" Because they're not there themselves.
Yeah.
You also gotta have the element, right, of like wanting to help people. Because like this, for example, like there's, you know, you lost weight, you compete, you want to be a coach. Okay, I understand the argument against it. If let's say you're in this for the money and you just like, you know, you feel like, okay, this is some easy money. But I feel like if you've got the element that you want to help people, like you just naturally good at helping people, that comes natural to you. I'm like, okay, cool, you've got some, you know, proof that you've done it yourself. But as you said, it's a different game because you're taking control of a person's life. Like you are like basically like, what's it called, a therapist. Coaching is therapy, and if you're not willing to like deal with other people's like what the stuff is going on in their life, you just can't do that. Do you know what I'm
saying? I think it's one of those as well that this is going to get really, really deep, right? It's like in a relationship sense, for example, in order for like a relationship to work, right? Call it woo-woo, call it gay, whatever you want to call it. You have to, if you're going to get into a relationship,
can't say that no more.
Yeah, that's true. I can't fucking cancelled already. I was going to say a nice thing, but I fucked it now. But in order to get into a healthy relationship, you have to love yourself first. Now, let's say in a coaching capacity, because that is a relationship between coach and client. If you don't value this lifestyle yourself and you're not practicing and preaching it, you could make the argument that are you going to be the best person to deliver a service that's going to teach other people to do the same thing when you're not even doing that yourself? And again, like you say, it's admiration, it's looking up to, it's inspiration. Is that going to be a healthy coaching client relationship if you're not doing the thing yourself? And further to my point, a lot of coaches will come, I think you touched on it, Brandon, it's like they'll say, well, it's relatability because, like, look, I struggle with the same things that you struggle with, and, you know, this is why I'm still overweight, or this is why I'm still this, still that. It's like, okay, but then how can you claim to be able to solve the problems that you haven't solved for yourself, right? And yes, I guess there's the priority argument that maybe priorities change from time to time. And you know, but even further to that, I'd say, like, look, you claim to solve these problems, and yes, like, things can happen in life where, I don't know, fucking like your mum dies, right, and you go into this depressive period, right, for like 3 months, and it takes time to recover from that. But you know, recover from that. But it's like in the long term, somebody who's like severely overweight, that's taken years to get to that point. Like that means that you've neglected yourself for a very, very long time. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not for somebody to get a little bit out of shape for a period of time, that is fine. But then it's like, do you have the ability to get back in the saddle? Because that's what you'll need to do with your clients time and time again when that thing happens. And it's like, if you don't have the answers to that, you can't claim to have the answers to that if you haven't done it yourself.
I do think, though, I think if you are overweight and you do go for like an overweight coach, so that gives you more room for excuses. Like, say, for example, like, oh, I've missed this because this happened. Oh, that's fine, don't worry. We've all been there before. Get back on track. Whereas if it was a coach like one of us, it's like, no, you're being a fat shit this week. Do this, do that, do that. Like, obviously keep things the same, but you pull them on it. You tell them straight and say, listen, stop doing this. Like, why are you doing this? And if so, like, obviously, yes, you work around it. I say, okay, if this is something that you do definitely want to keep in the plan, then expect the results to be a lot slower than what they have been.
Yes.
Don't be happy. Expect to be upset if you get the end goal and you're not where you want to be, because you just make an excuse for yourself. Now, obviously, being a fat coach or being a fat PT, would they kind of let that slip and go, oh yeah, don't worry, mate, like, it's fine, just get back to it? then like that leaves room for more excuses than to be made. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like one of those things. Like especially if I was overweight, personally, if I was overweight, I'd go for somebody that's in shape, and I would. I'd not as big as that reason. I think because they've held you to a high standard. So they've been there, they've walked the walk, they've done what they needed to do. They've had, as Suck and you said, Jake, they've had that lived experience. Why would you go for someone that's not in the position that you want to be in?
Yeah.
And it brings back to the whole you wouldn't go to like say you wouldn't go to a dentist and get your teeth done by somebody that's got bad teeth. As a similar thing to what Suck said. But yeah, it's a tough one because I think now this day and age it's been allowed. We've allowed this to happen. We've allowed it to be like the norm. To yes, you can be overweight and help people. And it's like, bro, like
Yeah.
you're just gonna be in the same position.
It's like it's the
But
fact
most
that,
of these coaches don't invest in themselves either. So it's like,
well, I was gonna say that's another point I was gonna say is like there's coaches that need coaches to solve that very problem, and those same coaches will say, well, I don't need a coach because I know what I'm doing. It's like, well, hold on a second,
Yeah.
you sell this. If you sell a product that you wouldn't yourself use, do you have that much belief in your product? Or, more to the point, you could argue, are these coaches not getting a coach because they know how shit their own service is deep down, that they just think, well, you know, everyone else is going to be the same and it's not going to be worth anything. You know.
but you know what's funny though? Most of these overweight PTs, they only work with females, and they do. No, and they do. And
You know
it's,
what?
and it's a bit
Yeah.
seedy, man. And it's very seedy. It's like, do you use this to kind of get into some places? Maybe, I don't know.
Because
It is
they're
very
more emotional and they're more in tune with emotion and they think more in terms of that.
yeah. But they do. Like you never see an in shape guy or somewhat in shape guy with an overweight PT. You don't see that. It's always the females. Crazy,
That's
man.
right.
It's crazy.
It's
Females,
also like
the
another
predators out
point I
there.
wanted to make. Yeah, for example, you may like a fat PT is not gonna like hold you to like a standard like someone in shape would do. It's also like if you're in shape, you know what it takes as well, and you tell the clients like you said, look, you can keep this in the plan. Results will be slower. The fat coach is gonna be like, yeah, we can keep it in and stuff like that, but he's not gonna tell them it's gonna be slower because they might leave and stuff like that. The coach who's in shape, they know what it takes to be in shape, and they're not like telling you, to look like this, you need to train 3 times a week, you do 45 minutes, and that is it. Don't do this. You don't do cardio. Don't do this. I'm like, yes, you do.
And they'll probably still promise that you can completely change your physique in like a space of a few months, which
I'm like, that's it. This is
not
what
the easy
in
way
the
out.
industry. Because I had a guy yesterday, and he's like, I was looking to join for 3 months. Like, I want to lose like 8 kilos, but then also build muscle on top and get abs. It's not happening.
impossible.
Good luck,
It's not
mate.
happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening. And then I'm guessing you guys get people as well telling you guys, I want to look like you. But then they come in, they like expect,
My
man,
most
I want to do
recent
this for a few
client-
months.
My most recent client I signed, and I thought I was going to lose him on the call because he's like, yeah, like I want to have like sort of the same similar muscle mass to you. I was like, bro, from your position now, genuinely, even if we do everything really, really well, you're still looking with your genetics and what you've achieved so far. It's probably still 2-3 years. 2-3 years of slowly adding tissue to your body to get to that point. Like unless you're, genetically gifted, which based on his training history and what I'd seen is like you've probably got about average genetics from what you've built from where you were. To build that tissue, it's going to take such a long time. Like fat loss, you can get impressive results in a few months, but muscle growth, it is years. It's years.
Yeah.
And most people aren't.
Yeah. Go on.
I was going to say most coaches are a little bit afraid to admit that, and even like me in the beginning, it's like you kind of feel you have to, and that's the place the industry got to, and it's like where, especially in the early days, like I felt like I did have to almost lie and set,
Sell the dream.
Yeah, sell the dream. But no, it's like, look, like this is what it is. This is what it's going to take. Because I know that, again, talking about, so we spoke about it in episode 1, is like the state of how things are, and it's harder to get clients now. It's why I'm not playing the long game. It's like I just want to be totally fucking honest. Because then if there's somebody that goes sign up with me and I tell them, it's going to take this long, and they go, well, he says I can do it in this time. All right, go with him and see where you are in 6 months from now. And then if it's not worked, come back.
Yeah, but that's what it comes down to. I think when people do join another coach that don't understand what you just said then, like it takes years to fucking build muscle. You see them and they go, I was just in a 12-week gaining phase. I've gone to a fat loss phase, but they look exactly the same. And then they go, bro, like I've lost X amount of weight and I still look the same. I've tried building them. It's like, yeah, because you're doing 12-week stints of gaining weight. Like, yeah, I've been in that position. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was that when I first started. I was exactly the same. I used to do like say 16 weeks, I'll get a bit too fat, so I heavily bulk. Like back in the day, it was kind of like eat big to get big type of thing, like just
Yeah.
as many calories as you can, bam, bam, bam. And yeah, you'd see the weight increase massively. Then you'd gain obviously excess body fat, and
You
obviously
feel big
you
in
have to be
clothes.
prepared. Yeah, and you have to be prepared because you are going to have somewhat fat tissue on you. But again, your gaining phase is going to be shorter due to digestive issues, and that's like another topic. But then I think nowadays there's not safer ways, but there's better ways to do things now. And I think if you wanted to gain muscle in the long run, then expect to be in the gaining phase for about a year or 2 years before going into some sort of dieting phase.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're always going to be in that yo-yo, up and down, up and down.
It's like, and to be fair, it came through, obviously Christian put it in, but even down to like when you started with Jay, and he was like, very shit hot on his fitness and still doing cardio through into like a gaining phase like he did with you, Suki. And obviously before it was something that like when I first it was 2 years ago where I was like, yeah, fuck cardio. I was like, just get your steps. But now I understand how your insulin sensitivity in controlling appetite, making sure that you keep appetite high for a bulking phase. Like when you get into, and I know this was me for years and years and years. And so many people, again, like the eat big to get big culture, like you said, Brandon, and it's like you'll keep forcing food in, and you're like a few months into your gaining phase, and your appetite's gone to shit. You feel like a block of lard. At that point, you're not even really responsive to building new tissue anyway. Like you're basically just cutting that runway of your bulk short from forcing food, getting unfit. And I would say to like clients now, because again, like there'll be something on calls where I'll say, oh no, I'll put new clients on cardio, like in their bulking phase, and like, well, we're trying to grow. Like, why are you putting this? And I'm like, look, like. Do you believe you've got person A and person B, right? Person A still, makes healthy food choices. They're not just fucking ramming junk food in. They're still doing the cardio. They're still getting the steps in. Their system is healthier, the cardiovascular system, the metabolic system, etc., etc. You've got person B who's eating big to get big. They're just getting more unhealthy. Whose body do you think is going to be more adaptive, and whose body is going to actually build more muscle? The healthy person or the person that's unhealthy? It's going to be the healthy person. Yeah. And like when you explain that to people, but I think it's so deep rooted, they just eat and eat and eat and eat. That's where things have really changed of recent, because there's a better way of doing things.
Yeah. But I think, back to the whole fat PT and fat coaches, it's like, I think there's levels to this. I think if you are watching this, guys, and you're thinking, what do I do then? Like, definitely, if you want to use like an overweight PT, do your research, but use it as a stepping stone to build some sort of confidence in the gym. If you want to take your physique then to the next level, then maybe look at obviously hiring a coach that's where you want to be. As I said, but it's about always doing your research on that individual, because I think nowadays, as I mentioned, I think it's so easy to become an online coach now. You don't need a qualification no more. Mm-hmm. And I think, as I said, you take fat jabs, you take gear, you've done your first show. Oh, so I'm going to help other people do the same now. And it's like, you've not learned the skill, so you can't teach other people that you can't teach others that you've not learned yourself. So I always say, just do your research. But again, do you want to look like them at the same time? Like, because at the end of the day, like, your physique is your branding, your marketing, as the old saying is, and it's true. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll definitely say, as I said, but then there's just two arguments that you can argue against, like, as I said before. Using the stepping stone as an overweight PT.
What is the purpose of coaching? Because it should fundamentally be getting the result that you're paying for. Whereas now, I think, again, what you touched on, Suki, which is key, is some people are going to someone they can relate to more as a comfort thing, right? And does that mean you're going to get a result as quickly or as good of a result as you could get as if you went to somebody who holds himself to a high standard? And environment is king.
Definitely not.
If you got a coach who, again, as you were saying, Brandon, like kind of will give you the same excuse that they give for themselves, you are a product of your environment. So if you're in daily communication with a fat coach who is doing all the wrong things, are you not going to pick up that via osmosis? Or somebody that does hold themselves to a high standard, is your standard not going to raise because you're in communication with somebody like that? That's a further point.
Are you going to name and shame?
Environmental stuff. Where?
I've got a name and shame as well, because this guy's
I've got a few, man.
I have parents get in shape. The guy becomes a parent and he gains 20 pounds.
Oh, I already know exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. Works at a gym that starts with an F.
Yeah.
It's
madman. I have parents get in shape.
The same guy that took the piss out of me because he came to my restaurant. And he looked so sad that he had to serve me. I was like, I didn't give a fuck.
That one there.
I had
That one
no negative resentment for this guy. And then he came into a restaurant. He was basically like laughing at the fact that I've still got a part-time job. That's just a small-minded individual to me. It's like, what difference, does that make?
100%. And it's, come on, brother. Like, you're fat. Like, one of the biggest standards of self-respect is your physique.
Bro, someone just ate. There's like this couple like next to me now. Sorry about that stuff. But then like she's just pulled out a cigarette. This woman then peeled a banana, and a fella just ate the banana and went to kiss her. Bro, what? And I was like, "The ciggy, bro, that's weird, man. People are weird, man. Sorry about that stuff. Continue."
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, the best standards of like how you respect yourself and love yourself is your physique. And how can you judge? I don't think you're in a place to judge other people for anything that they do if you're not in shape, because you cannot control your mind and your body. Yes, you've got some health conditions, stuff like that. You can still work around it, right? But if you are not in shape, I don't think you're in a position to judge other people what they're doing with their life.
Yeah.
That's what it is now, though. Like, you're getting fat PTs to judge them, PTs, and it's like, it's like they're just fighting each other, and it's like, man, like, you're both not in shape. Like, it just ruins the industry, and I think coaches like us that love doing what we're doing and getting people in shape, when you get these overweight coaches or people that just not athletes want it for the money, it just ruins it for us. Yeah. And then I brought on my cousin, and he used to have a PT. And he said, like, his PTs just to walk around and, like, not even interact with his own client in the gym, but, like, go to the toilet on his phone, speak to other people in the gym. And, like, he even said in the call, like, we had the call, like, he was actually hesitant to get another PT because of what happened in the past. And it's just, like, it gives us, like, a bad rep and it gives us a bad name. I do think I think the way it's going now, something needs to be put in place. I don't know what that could be. I don't know. But I think it comes down to results. And I think, if you haven't got the results on your page, you haven't got the results there for yourself, don't pick that coach.
Yeah.
Like, it comes down to the results. Like, have they got the results? If they haven't, don't pick them.
Yeah. No,
it's a result.
On top of that, I'd say as well, like, do you like the person as well? Obviously, if you do your research,
huge.
Have they got results with themselves, with other people? Huge. I think the last thing is the cherry on top. I don't think you necessarily have to like them if all you care about is the result, but makes it much better if you like that person.
I think it's important.
Get on with them.
I think it's
and have the same like mindset.
It has to be, because, like, I mean, one of the reasons that I went with Christian was because I just liked his personality, and I knew that because I liked him, it's like anything that he said, I'd do like this. Do you know what I mean? If it's someone that I have a little bit of resentment for, or someone that I don't feel like I get along with, even something as stupid as the same, sense of humor and stupid stuff like that. Like, every conversation I have with Christian, it's like I'm having a conversation with like a really close friend. Do you know what I mean? From the get go, like, it wasn't even like it's something that it was obviously developed over time. But I think having a good relationship, you're gonna listen to people that you like, and I think that is so important as well. I think that has to be in place as well, because if you don't get on with them when things get tough and they say, right, we need to drop food again, we need to increase cardio, we need to do this, we need to do that, you're gonna be less likely, like, fuck you, I'm not listening to you, I don't like you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if it's like someone who again, if they prioritise that relationship and you've got a good relationship with them, it feels like it's like, again, that you argue, should coaches be friends with their clients is like another whole other conversation. And I think there's definitely a boundary, and that you still need to be an authority with them. They still need to listen to you. But I also think, like, then you need to have that relationship. You need to, like, it needs to be someone who you go for a beer with, and if you're so inclined.
Conclude that, and I think just to conclude the whole topic, then, of just like fat PTs, like, do you hire a fat PT and a fat coach, or do you not hire a fat PT and a fat coach? Like,
at the end of the day, right? This is Jake knows this moment. Yeah, like when I just towards the end of an episode, I'm like, it's your life. Do what you want. If you're happy with the person you are, fair play. If you're not happy with the person you are, make different choices. Personal
ownership, I think, and I have this debate with people all the time. And to be fair, this is like friends, family who don't live. They're listening my lifestyle. They're like, why? Even like my missus, like of late, she was like, I spoke about this in episode 1, and it's like, well, why would you do this bodybuilding thing where you like suffer for so long? And again, don't get me wrong, that is not healthy. We said that in episode 1.
Yeah.
But I think like this, an actual healthy lifestyle where you're active, where you're eating good food. A lot of people, they may have tried brief stints at dieting, and they may have tried like brief stints at the gym, and they've not given it long enough, and they'll say, well, that it wasn't for me, I didn't enjoy it, which I would totally understand. And it's like, yes, like if you are happy as you are, as Suki says, it's your life, go and live it. My argument to that would be, if your entire life you've been unhealthy because you've adopted the same habits from your family, right? It's like the genetic, like nature versus nurture argument. Fatness doesn't run in families. Yes, it can be harder for people with certain genetics or conditions, but you can get around that. And I would say, like, look, if you've basically been unhealthy your entire life and you've only just dipped your toes into the fitness world and said, it's not for me, what I would say is just try to commit to it for an extended period of time, just once in your life. Maybe when things open up, right, there's never a right time, but maybe there's a time, right, where work's going well, everything else is moving nice. Just try and get fit just once, just try and get lean just once. Because I know for me, I used to be a heavy drinker, I was not healthy at all, I was like the opposite, like super, super skinny. I've lived the party lifestyle, I've lived the drinking lifestyle, I've lived the fucking eating shit lifestyle, like, you know, plenty of times in my life. But because I've got the comparison, I know for a fact the way that I feel day to day, my well-being is so much better when I'm taking care of myself. I think until you've had that experience and lived it and know what that feels like, it's very difficult to argue that, it's not for me, because you haven't given it long enough. And the start is always the hardest. Like the start of a diet, the start of a new training regime. It's easier for me to do what I do now, even though it's objectively harder than it is for somebody who is so out of shape to begin that process. That's hard. But once you reach a point where you are in a good position, see how life feels then. Because I can almost guarantee when you do that comparison between what you were before and what you are now, you will know every single time you want to stay like that.
And I think it also opens up to better job opportunities. Like literally, I've got a client now. I've got a client now, Josh. Like shout out my client Josh. Like literally, like he was very anxious. Like he didn't like to speak to anyone. Like he was broken up with his missus. And he was like, listen, like I need to live a healthier lifestyle. I need to get in shape now. I need to improve my confidence. I just need to become a better individual. Literally, like I was literally like, you know, like some of these kids are checking and like it's just all positive and like they've managed to do things that they never thought they could. And like, bro, that's sick. I mean, I was literally doing this checking me and I was just smiling, going, man, I'm fucking happy with this, because you were just saying, listen, like I've joined groups where I get to meet new people. Like I'm doing games nights now. People are now speaking to me and coming up to me because I look better. Like I'm holding myself better. And like that hit me, and I thought, you know what? Like, this is why I do what I do, because 100%. You get to experience that. Like even now, like even for myself, if I go to the pub, like 9 times out of 10, somebody that's already in shape is going to come up to me and speak to me. But if I was out of shape, would they do that? Probably not. So it's just like, if you don't know about PT, then definitely I'd say invest into yourself. And if you don't want to invest into yourself, then just go to show what type of person you actually are.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
And that is, you're just lazy. You're happy with where you want to be. You're not looking at progressing yourself. As a client, you're going to be with somebody that's like that. If that was me, definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
If I was overweight, I'd look for somebody that's got the results, as I said, that holds themselves quite high, and that walk the walk. I wouldn't go to a body. Obviously, I compete. I wouldn't go to a lifestyle coach. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go to a Hyrox coach because that doesn't relate to me.
Let's talk about Hyrox in the next episode. They pissed me off, man.
See, they
just pissed me off.
Is that just not? Yeah, but is that just not because you've seen it on social media, though? Is that because like?
Yeah,
like
don't get me wrong. There's a bit of bias towards it. Don't get me wrong. There's a huge bias towards it, but it's still. I don't like. It's just shit, man. Like,
I don't know.
If there was
I'm just not ask no more.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. Like, because there's that many things that are coming out now. It's like, you know what? It is what it is. If they're happy, let it be. But you're not going to.
That's at the end of the day. If you're happy, if you're happy,
they're still trying. They're still being active. They're doing something.
But they're not going to see the results.
I would just leave it.
What was the video about the guy who cried on Insta? What was the thing?
Oh yeah.
That's what
I can't remember hearing about. No hearing about.
He deleted the video after.
But it's like, it's one of those things. Like again, like they touching. Should we say this for the next podcast?
Same for the next. I reckon.
Yeah.
Okay,
the last thing I would say, right? Because obviously they're serious about it, but like, if you're a proper bodybuilder, you get serious about your journey as well. Your prep, you might cry, or if you're a fighter, you do that as well. So I get it.
Listen, you do it to yourself. You do it to yourself. Like if you're kind, you're a little bitch, and you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it for attention.
I mean,
like, it's like, who was it? Like somebody cried in prep. What's his name now?
Was it the one that
Can't
kept going?
remember the
He
name,
kept
but,
going off. He kept cheating on his diet repeatedly, and it's like it felt like every
You
2
know the one that
weeks.
I'm on about? Yeah, do you know?
It's someone Christians joked about him all the time. He basically just every
He's
2
quite
weeks.
big in the industry. Like he's quite big in the
Yeah,
industry.
he's in good
But
shape, but it was like every 2 weeks he'd go off his diet and he'd come on. He'd basically post a
Yeah.
reel of him crying because he fell off his diet plan.
I think yeah. In kind of like, bro, like you're doing this, like stop doing it for attention. Like fuck
Yeah.
me, man. Like go play the balls, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like fuck me, like Jesus. My grandfather did.
Yo,
like,
what would it take? What would it
things
take for
we
one
had
of you
like-
guys, to cry on camera and post online? What would it take?
Oh, nothing. I would do it. I'd get laughed. Mate, Jay would be the first one to message me like, "What the fuck you doing, you tit?"
Yeah.
You
think-
pussy.
Jay would terrorize me.
I think if you've set the camera up, knowing you're going to cry, and you're deliberately your intention with going onto that camera is to show that you're crying, that's a thing. I think if you've just stepped off stage and somebody's recording you and you're crying, you're not trying to show
Yeah.
that. That's just happening.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's understandable.
I think if I ever win a show, I think if I win a bodybuilding show, I said to me, so I'd probably cry. 100%, and that wouldn't be forceful tears. That'd be like happy tears that I've actually
Yeah.
accomplished something that
Yeah.
I've wanted to do like a long time. But like I've always placed top 4, top 3, and
Yeah.
like I said to her, like if I ever win a show or even win an overalls, man, that'd mean so much to me. Cause I've done this for like 3-4 years now, and it's like, well, obviously competing. It's like, fuck me, it's about time I actually win something. Do you know what I mean? Like I've put all my hard and time and effort into this. If I won it, it was like a small show, well, not a small show, like, but it's just first place, mate, I'd be fucking over the moon. I'd probably have a tear in my eye, but it wouldn't be forcefully. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like natural.
Yeah, I wasn't saying like happy tears and stuff like that, but like if you're just sad and you just put it like, oh, I'm sad.
Looking for attention.
Yeah, that's just come on, man, get a life.
Yeah.
Right, I got a call anyway.
All right then, lads.
Peace. This one's 45
Alright.
minutes.
You're gonna say peace?
All right.
Well, we need the outro.
Peace.
Come on,
See you
Jake.
later.
Just
So-
peace.
Peace. Yeah. So that was episode 2 of the 3 Plates Deep pod, where we discuss fat coaches, our opinions on that, and a few different things.
Big up.
Next week, I guess we are going to discuss high rocks, and then we've also got some other things that we're going to do, fun and conversational stuff, and also some deep and thought-provoking points. So,
Yeah, like what have you got? What have you got lined up? Yeah, like have a look.
we've got a
we
few
sent this
different
chat
things.
Unpopular opinions. Would you rather? I think would you rather would be quite funny. I think
Yeah.
that'd be like a funny one. That one, to be fair.
Yeah,
I think we should do that next. I think we should do that for the next podcast. I think
Yeah.
let's say the high rock. Like, I think we spoke about 2 fitness things.
Yeah,
I think let's do like a funny one. That, do you know what I mean?
more of a
Um,
general.
I think people have done
talk.
it. Yeah. Would you rather debates? Ooh, that'd be funny. We'll pick, guys. If you're watching this, pick some would you rather debates. We'll speak about it and we'll have a laugh at it.
Yes. And make sure
Alright
you
then.
tune in
Well.
every single week.
Yeah. Don't forget if you are watching this now, share, like, tell a friend,
Subscribe. Make sure you subscribe.
subscribe. Yeah.
Click
I
the bell.
need to make the YouTube channel.
Click the bell.
But okay.
Right.
No.
Peace.
See you later, lads.
Peace,
In a
peace,
bit.
peace.